You'll have to excuse us tonight. Our overhead speakers have gone kaplooey, so we have one little bitty speaker over there. So please do us a favor, and more so than usual, we need some extra quiet in here tonight as we're announcing, just because otherwise the people in the back won't be able to hear us, and that would be very sad. So please, at this time, now that I have all of your attention, welcome to the stage, Miss Novak.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our annual band extravaganza. I'm so excited to welcome the 5th grade for their first concert. Am I correct? Is this your first or second?
Second. We had a winter concert.
That's very exciting. And mostly, if we look at that half of the gym, the Biz School is totally representing tonight with so many children in the band program. So I'm thrilled, and I cannot wait to hear everything you have to share with us. With that being said, I would like to just give a special shout out to our music boosters for sponsoring the band extravaganza this evening. All of the proceeds from tonight, from the ticket sales to the bake sale to the raffles, helps to support the music programs in all schools. So we'd like to thank you for coming out and supporting them, and also our music boosters for their unconditional love and continued support throughout the school year. Without further ado, I would like to welcome Miss Crystal Chauncey and the Biz students for their performance.
Thank you, Mrs. Novak. I'm so excited to be here for my second band extravaganza. I last year said to the 7th graders how proud I was of you guys last year when you were 6th graders, and now I have to say the same thing about my kids this year. So 5th grade, 6th grade has worked so hard this year. We had, for the first time in a long time, a winter concert with the 5th grade band. Their big song was Hot Cross Buns. You might have heard of it. And today, you're about to hear them go leaps and bounds from where they were just 4 months ago. So I'm going to start just by introducing our 5th grade songs. We have, in this order, just in case you were wondering, Merrily We Roll Along, Lightly Row, Twinkling Stars, Sweetly Sings the... and Rock This Band. And that is actually... So we decided to do a little something special and have our own combined piece. So the Rock This Band is going to be all of Brownstone. And then I'll be back to show you or tell you what we're going to do for 6th grade band. Thank you guys. I'm going to wait till the chaos dies down a little bit behind me. I apologize we didn't have enough stands because our band is growing. It's a good problem to have. So we had to share some stands between our 5th and 6th graders. 6th graders, give me a thumbs up if you guys have a stand now. Anybody raise your hand for a stand? Good. All right. All right. Next up is our 6th grade group. Once again, I cannot tell you how proud I am of these kids. They went from playing unison songs in their winter concert, which means everybody plays the melody, the main tune, there's nothing different going on, to playing what you're about to hear. And that's where I'm going to leave it, because these guys, their second song, I'm already getting chills from it because it's that good. I hope. But it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's a little rough in rehearsal, but we got this, right? So we are going to play first a medley of patriotic tunes and a song called American Spirit March by John O'Reilly. And then our grand finale is the song Furioso by Robert W. Smith, and it is furious.
Alrighty, before we get to our... Oh, first of all, another big round of applause, please, for our Brownstone band. What a great week. Are you telling me I get those kids next year? Alright, okay. So, before we move on to our Portland Middle School bands, we have $133 for a lucky 50-50 raffle winner tonight. So please pull out your tickets and be ready. The winning number is... Drum roll, please. 060007. A lot of zeros. Again, that's 060007. Do we have a winner? Congratulations! Come on down and get your $133. To welcome our middle schoolers to the stage. We have 3 tunes for you tonight from the Portland Middle School bands. We'll start by featuring our 7th graders. We'll move over to our 8th graders, and then they will come together for a final piece. This first tune, you're going to notice some Latin dance rhythms in it. Aranjuez is a city slightly south of Milan in Spain. It is known for its fancy palace and its bull ring for bullfighting. Tonight, celebrating that region and its musical influences, our 7th graders will be playing for you Visions of Aranjuez.
Yeah, you'll do this camera with these guys. I'll move that one out of the way.
So this piece, you may have noticed our music theorists in the crowd and our musicians in the crowd switches back and forth between 2 meters. It's all written in 3/4 time, 3 beats in a measure. But to my nerds out there, it's switching between 6/8 and 3/4. Very, very challenging. They pulled it off very well. So great job, 7th graders. Now, the 8th graders are going to play something a little more familiar for you tonight. Anyone who was going to theaters, well, gosh, when I was a kid, will remember this sweeping book series that turned into a sweeping set of magical movies. Last year, we played a whole bunch of John Williams music for you, but we never got around to this one. It's one of his most popular, one of his most famous from the last many years. Tonight, please enjoy highlights from Harry Potter. While our percussionists gather to prepare for one more combined tune for us, we actually have a special award to hand out tonight from the middle school, which we don't usually do. Some of you may have noticed a suspiciously tall, suspiciously bearded middle schooler among us. You may think he was demoted from high school. That is not the case. Logan Prince has been helping our cadets. For those of you who don't know, cadets are middle schoolers who did not play in band in 5th and 6th grade and decided they wanted to join the band when they got to the middle school. This is a very hard thing to do. It requires a lot of individual practice. It requires a lot of grit and motivation, and it requires a lot of extra help. Sometimes I can't give that help when I'm teaching all 80 of these lovely children. So Logan Prince has been, during his flex times and sometimes during some of his lunch times, coming and taking the kids who aren't ready to play our really hard band music, bringing them into a separate room and teaching them himself. Now, it was not my idea to give him this award tonight, although I am very appreciative. It was the cadets' idea. They said, Mr. H, I'd like to print out an award for Teacher Logan, they call him. So, to our tuba and percussion and woodwind and everything else teacher, and presented by the originator of the idea, Charlize Landry, Mr. Logan Prince, please accept your certificate for graduating your first class of cadets. Now see, if you make him feel good giving him an award, then I don't have to pay him. This last tune we have for you tonight, which we played by our combined 7th and 8th grade bands, harkens back to the Titanic. But the Titanic is not what the tune is about. Some of you might have heard of a much smaller merchant sailing vessel called the Carpathia. The Carpathia was the ship that received the Titanic's distress call. And although many tragically died, this ship that was only supposed to fit 400 saved 700 drowning, freezing passengers on the Titanic that night. This is a programmatic work, meaning it tells a story. It will take us through the distress call, the receiving of the alarm bells, all the way through the rescue of the passengers. Please enjoy Carpathia. This next transition may take a second. So while our high schoolers and middle schoolers are moving all the percussion equipment from over here to over there, our boosters have the results of the gift bag winners here. So please open your ears as we present. Oh, and pull out your tickets. For the Jersey Mike's $10 gift card, the ticket winner is 1547903. Again, that is 1547903 for the Jersey Mike's gift card. Anyone? Ah, we have a winner. Come on down. Next, for our $25 to Concentric Brewing. Tickets ready, please. We have 060052. $25 to Concentric Brewing Company. 060052. 060052. Oh, up there? Up there, excellent! Come on down and receive your gift bag. The prizes are escalating. We have $50 to Malili Cafe and Grill. The ticket winner is... The ticket winner for $50 to Malili Cafe and Grill is 060112. 060112 for Malili's Cafe and Grill. Where are you? 060. Hey, come on down. Next, we have $25 to the Portland Ale House. $25 to Portland Ale House, and the ticket winner is 060098. 060098. We have a double winner, miraculous. Excellent, congratulations. And our final basket prize, $25 Visa gift card. Buy what you like. The ticket winner is 644736. 644736. Aha! Over here on the left side. Come on down to receive your gift card. Thank you to everyone who purchased raffle tickets. Thank you. This all goes to our boosters. If any of you heard some extra big booming tonight from the middle school band, it's because of this beautiful new bass drum, which we could only get because of our boosters. At our last high school concert, you may have noticed our bass drum fell down in the middle of the show. The boosters were not happy with that, so they gave us this amazing gift. What you are doing here tonight allows us both to buy new equipment like that and also to help kids go to our trips. So thank you to everyone who purchased the ticket. We appreciate you. At this time, I'm going to hand you off to Miss Novak for the Portland High School Band. Please give them a warm welcome.
At this time, I just want to introduce to you our high school band. combined wind ensemble and symphonic band, so I call it the Highlander Band. We have been spending the last couple of months working for our band extravaganza performance. The first piece we're going to do this evening is from the hit musical Wicked. For those of you that know, that we're highlighting the life of our Wicked Witch of the West. And there are some very familiar tunes, and hopefully you enjoy. for you was a quick snippet, right? 7th grade, we were here until March, and then away we went. And then I remember you coming back in 8th grade, and you were divided into little pods, and some of you drove some of your teachers crazy, because the pod was just full of energy, that particular pod, saxophones. And so then, you know, I had them as freshmen, and some of them decided not to continue playing anymore because, as you know, playing behind a computer screen and not being in a group is no fun. But the students here that are my seniors, they persevered, and they stuck with it, and they have been some of my favorite students to teach of all time, simply because they are full of all kinds of personality, and I get to experience it every day, and you're all unique. So, I would like to take a moment to celebrate my seniors, and I'm going to call them up so you can see them in all their wonderfulness. And at this time, I would like to recognize Elizabeth Bustamante. Before you sit, I would also like to recognize those senior members who are members of the National Music Honor Society. I'm going to present them with their cords that they wear at graduation, which is right around the corner. Don't wish these months goodbye, my friends. So, Nige, you can just step forward, Nige. By default, we get the same tone that my son gets. Nico Alva. Elizabeth Bustamante. Caitlin Walsh. Annabelle. Cassidy
Before we play, I would like to say a big thank you to Ms. Novak on behalf of the band. We actually got a gift from Ms. Novak this year, and thank you. I just want to say, as a senior in the band, we can't thank you enough. Going to class every day, brighten our days, make us smile, push us to our limits, and I can't be thankful enough for you. You've been a great teacher and a great friend. You genuinely care about us, and you make our day so much brighter. Thank you, Ms. Novak.
Appreciation from the whole band, especially from Jack and Shelby. We just want to say thank you to know that we'll miss you. We promise to come back to visit.
Beloved combined piece is The Greatest Showman, Selections from The Greatest Showman. One of the best movies out there. It's music written for it, so please enjoy Selections from The Greatest Showman. would like to, at this time, okay, we can stop for that. I'd like to just take a moment to recognize one more student in my band program. If you look around the gym, you get to see all these honors for our athletes. And I hope that when you're in the auditorium, you take a look around and see the honors that we've started to recognize for our music students that have accomplished many great things. This year, we have one student in the band that has made All-State for the second time in her career, and I would like to acknowledge and recognize Lily Gaetani for being selected out of, I would say, hundreds of clarinet players in the state that auditioned for 17 spots to be in the All-State band. So she is one of the top 17 clarinet players in the state right here in Portland High School. Please give a round of applause.
All right, we have two more raffles for you.
I have a basket raffle here, and the number is 060167 for the gardening basket. 060167. One more time. 1548137. All right, thank you, everyone.
Okay, and just a little bit of housekeeping before we play our last piece, which is combined with our 6th, 7th, 8th, and high school band. If I can just have attention, please, so we can hear this is about how we're going to dismiss from here. So if we can just have your attention, please, because this is important for how we're going to retrieve our students. As you can see, there are many, many people in here. So to help organize and be able to find your children, we're going to do this in a very systematic manner. Once we finish our last piece, we're going to ask the percussionists to move the equipment quickly out the door so that we can have more space in here. Once they have gone, we are going to dismiss the kiddos by grade so that it's an organized fashion, starting with the Brownstone School 5th grade, then 6th grade, moving on up. So high schoolers, you will be the last to leave. So once that happens, then you'll be able to leave and collect your children once they are off the floor. Okay, our final piece for the evening, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Not sure if you can spell it.
Thank you everyone so much for coming out tonight. Again, just a reminder, please let the children that get on their way to the band room before we exit the gym. Students, please assist the percussionists in getting their instruments back to the band room. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening, everyone. Thank you so much.